Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. As some of you know, in my last video I put that I had a surprise. You're gonna have to excuse the bad videoing again and the wind. I've just got this thing home last night. I pretty much waited till daylight to show you guys. This is the surprise that I did not want to mention in my last video. We're gonna go through this build. This is a Jeep CJ10A diesel. If you can hear that rattle, it's got a diesel under the hood. See if I can get this open. Hold on just a minute. Look at that little thing. That's right. So, this has a Nissan diesel. There's the front end of it. Look at that. Isn't that just cute as a button? So they got a Nissan SD33, I believe. SD33. And it is a 6-cylinder. Here's where I sit. It's got a 6-cylinder in it, diesel. Some international scouts had them, and the Nissan Patrol had it. There was a lot of boats had them. It was actually an industrial motor built. So this is going to turn into a truck eventually, I hope. So we are looking at a stock airplane tug. This thing is crazy heavy built. The story was they took a full-size pickup, so a J10 or a J20, shortened the frame, and put the different motor in it. It has a 727 torque flight, I believe, and a 208 transfer case. It is locked in low range, so you can't just, it's got like a top speed of like 25 miles an hour. This is awesome. 3 pintle hitches on it. So you can tow, and that one actually, if you pull that pin right there, you can slide that out and side to side. If you've ever run with is it a DMI hitch on an old farm truck, a lot of farmers had those for towing hay wagons. You back up, you get close, you pop that pin out, you grab it, it'll come out like a foot or something. You can move it side to side, so it's really easy to hook up. And then you got another one over here, and there's actually one on the front bumper. Look how thick that steel is. That is some thick, heavy stuff. And then if you look under here, I'm not going to get under it today. This is a quick video just to show you guys what I've just drug in here. So we're going to have to stretch the wheelbase. If you look behind the cab, right there, you can see that the tire, and I'll back up on this one, you can see that the tire actually goes in front of the back of the cab. So to do any kind of bigger tires isn't really going to be an option until we stretch the wheelbase back. I'd like to have the axle sitting maybe back here somewhere. I haven't decided yet on what wheelbase I want to use. So these are probably coming off, these running boards. Hey, there's my next boots. And so they'll probably come off and go to rock sliders. But look how clean this thing is. I was driving past a guy's house who I know. I tried buying a $1.50 off of him some years back, and he actually sold it. I passed on it, and then I went and looked at another one, called him back the next day to tell him I'd take it, and somebody showed up right after I did and bought it. So, but he's an incredible guy to deal with, and he worked with me on this. So here it is. I've got a little bit of rust right in here where they all rot out underneath that windshield. I don't know how bad it is. I haven't had it off yet, but you take these out just like a standard CJ7. Let's see if I can get a non-glare. 26,000 miles. Yeah, everything is just, it is intact. There is a sticker under the, or not a sticker, a paint mark under the hood, I believe from 05. There's also a sticker down there. I'll try to get more info on that if it's anything that might help somebody with knowledge. But look at the floor in this thing. Look at this. Show me another CJ with a floor like that. Around here, it's perfectly clean. I've never seen a CJ7 in this good a condition. So this is basically just a CJ7 that instead of, right there's the butt, and they just put the seam behind the door instead of going back for the wheel well. Also, I hope you can see it right there. is a huge plate of steel. I don't know how much it weighs. One dimension that I heard on line was it was 4 feet by 2 feet by 4 or 5 inches thick. So I'm gonna have to get some more information on that for you guys. Yeah, that's just an incredibly heavy piece of steel. This thing weighs like 6,000 pounds. At least that's what I'm going off from line. So hang out with me. Let's build this thing. I would love to see some pictures of little Jeep trucks. Oh, sorry about the cab in the background. That is my Bob Deuce that I'm still in the middle of building. There is another 5-ton military truck over here I haven't decided what to do with yet. I got another one in this barn. It's a 5-ton, it's my work truck. So then I'm parting that one out. That was a 900 series. So if anybody needs a Deuce cab or a 5-ton cab, I've got a pretty nice one sitting here. Anyway, back to this thing. So I am a scrambler nut. I love the Jeep scramblers. They are just so cool. When I was 6 years old, I would get my dad's Indiana Auto and RV magazines when he was done with them, and I'd go in and pull out all the Jeeps. So that's how long I've been doing Jeeps. The fender flare is gone here. Might as well just get rid of that because it's just gonna get caught in something. So yeah, look at the frame though. Also, sorry, with the Nissan diesel, if anybody knows anything about these, I would love more information on them. I know nothing about this engine. I know a lot about Cummins, but I don't know a lot about Nissans. So help me out here. Here is a big transmission cooler, and another pintle hitch on the front. And just look at that face, isn't it cute? So for now, I'm keeping this front end. I have not decided yet. As I said, I'm a big scrambler guy. I love scramblers. And I want to kind of replicate, more or less, a scrambler truck out of this thing. So for now, that front end's staying, but I can swap a CJ or YJ front end right on it. But if you look right here, let me do this. There we go. I've already got a built-in about, I don't know what, 1.5 to 2 inch metal fender flare already in the fenders. So that's probably going to stick around for a while at least. Just look at the frame. Also, 8 lug. Check this out. This is so cool. If we get down here, that is an 8 lug Dana 44 with no differential. It's just a solid axle tube with Dana 44 outers on it. So never seen one of those before. That's kind of cool. I have seen a Dana 30 setup like that in a 2-wheel drive Comanche. So let's go for a drive in this. Let me get in here. The cab in this thing is not real roomy. And listen, it's relatively quiet in here. Like it's impressively quiet, even revved up. So this engine is supposed to have a, well, there it goes again. It's supposed to have a vacuum, oh, what am I trying to say here? It's a leather vacuum governor. There's a disc of leather or a piece of leather somewhere in that injection pump up under the hood, and I'm gonna have to find it because I don't think the hood has been up on this Jeep in about 2 years at least. That's just since I've been looking at it. So yeah, it's been a little while, but I am absolutely psyched for this Jeep. So I've got a Dana 60 front end that is going to go in it with crossover steering. I have got a it's got 488 gears in the rear from what I hear. I'm going to double check that and confirm it. Look at this, it's just so slow. There's second. And then it's dying out on me. So I think that vacuum piece of leather is bad, or at least dry, because like I said, it hasn't been touched in a couple years. So pardon my brush pile there. As I said, I cut trees and that's where a lot of this stuff gets rid of. Look at that. We're screaming down the road here. So yeah, but if you guys would send me pictures of some Jeep trucks, some custom stuff like this, I'd love to see that kind of stuff to get some ideas here. And if there's anything that you'd really like to see on this Jeep, let me know. I'm looking for air compressors. Also, we're going to test some stuff with this Jeep that everybody says you can't do. So stick around for that, because I am a big fan of doing what everybody says can't be done. We're going to start with a spool in the front axle, and I know a lot of guys are going, oh dude, you're going to kill yourself. Not really. I got lockout hubs and we're going to be able to unlock it, but everybody says you can't do it, so we're going to try it. I mean, what have we got to lose? It won't turn. Okay, we'll take it out and put something else in there. But you never know unless you try. There it is. It's idling rough again. So if anybody knows how to fix that, if you're just like, oh yeah, hey, it's that one thing up there, you know, let me know. I'd love to hear from you on this. This is such a cool little Jeep. Oh, I didn't get to show you the top. So let me get out here. See that seam right there? How it goes all the way back through there? It comes around on the other side too. And, well, that doesn't come forward. The other one does. It's a jump seat. But if you pull the bolts out back here, all the way around, and then you go up here and you take out those screws, this top comes off, and this is a full steel hardtop. Yeah, never had one of those before. Don't never mind my pups over there. And then you got a whoopee light and some marker lights that are probably coming off. I don't really have a use for them, and I'd hate to catch them on a limb or something like that. So, and this does have the cowl in the vent in the cowl. I'm sorry. The windshield wipers work. This is an incredible little Jeep. It is stamped Jeep here on the side like the CJs, and like I said, it's just a CJ dash, or it's just a CJ cab. It has a CJ dash, and yeah, this hood does look like a standard CJ hood. It's got the right nose on it, and it looks like it's about the right length. So I'm going to have to measure that and do some looking into that. And yeah, I cannot wait to get this thing out on the trail. This is going to be sweet. So it's going to be built to a daily driver. This Jeep is going to have to go everywhere from work every day. Who knows, it may get a stump cutter hook behind it if I get in a really tight spot and got to get, my truck won't go in there. I've got to, I've actually pulled my stump cutter with a Wrangler before. Not very far, I don't like doing that. But I had to get in through a guy's garage to drive through his garage to his stumps and to get in his backyard. And I had to hook it behind my Wrangler. So I want this to be able to do that. It'll probably see very little of that kind of stuff, but it has to be well equipped. So gonna put a stinger on it, I think, because I love those. I think they look so cool. And they are actually very practical if you know how to use one right for pulling fence posts and stuff like that. As you can see, I live on a farm, so it's a small farm, but it still needs a lot of work. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna stop rattling. So please tell your friends, if you got any friends that want to build a Jeep truck, or they like Jeep trucks, or you like Jeep trucks, whatever. We're going to also do some rust prevention on this thing, and I'm going to learn how to do that as long as I can. Got a little bit of rust right there. But yeah, as you can see, oh, I want to show you the rear suspension before I go. Look at that. That is some heavy springs right there. And there's that steel plate. You can see up the top, right up there. Look at that big old thing. So this bed is bolted to the frame. I just can't believe how clean that frame is. I'm in Indiana. This thing's been sitting, it's just been sitting by the side of the road. And there's a better shot of that piece of steel, actually. Look, isn't that massive? Good grief, I don't even know how I'm gonna get that off there. Something else I may try to do with this Jeep is heavy off-road. Everybody says you gotta have a super light vehicle to go off-road. So I may not dump as much weight as, physically possible. I may actually keep this heavy and just see how it works. I don't know. I've always heard you got to have light. Nobody ever has any proof. So, guys take Suburbans off-road every day, go do the Rubicon Trail, and their vehicle weighs 7,000-8,000 pounds, you know, or 6,000, and then they just start adding to that. So they got a ton of weight. So why not see if it'll work? Try it. If there's anything you guys would like to see tried, let me know. I love new ideas. So thank you again for watching this video. Yeah, I guess like, share, and subscribe, you know. That's it. Hope to meet a lot of you soon. Thank you much.